welcome back to Cigar Time, the world's largest viewed show, well, at least largest viewed, how can I say that? Cigar show. Hey!
Show.
Now, I do understand that Finland and Norway are nipping at our heels.
Are they? Nice.
They have 2 cigar shows in those countries that are climbing in popularity.
Oh boy.
Because it must be wintertime. They have very, very long winters. So, you know, we need your support. What are we doing today? We're going to do the Rocky Patel
We're going to smoke
Edge
some fish.
Corojo. Corojo, right?
Yes.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about it, Tia?
Well, I just want to point out that it just has one band, which is a foot band, so pretty cool. The Rocky Patel Edge Corojo. The wrapper is a Corojo, the binder is Honduran, and the filler is Honduran. My favorite tobacco.
It was Honduran.
The size that we're talking about today is the Toro, and the taste profile are wood, caramel, and cocoa. So I hope I'm going to get some of that.
Still no moose
You
dropping.
hope you're going to get some wood?
What is with you and moose droppings?
Well, you know, we sold a cigar years ago that we told everybody that it had hints of moose droppings in
It's
it.
true.
Really?
It was very
It
popular.
sold very well.
It did sell very well.
It's a nice pre-light flavor. Very,
Yeah.
it's like sweet
Let
tobacco.
me hurry up and catch up.
I think that's
Get it,
definitely
catch
get the caramel taste.
You know, I haven't had one of these in years.
Really?
Since it was like a
First
new
came
brand.
out? Yeah. The Edge is Rocky Patel's #1 selling cigar out of all their brands. Did you know that?
How many different edges do they have now?
A lot.
There's the regular, the light, the
Habano,
Yeah.
Corojo,
it is.
Habano, the La Unica thing in there.
Maduro.
And a Corojo.
That was
Oh, and the
ori-
Nicaraguan.
the Corojo was the first
Really?
one. And then came the Maduro.
Maduro is the #1.
And that was really their return to business cigar
Yeah.
after they faded away as Indian tobacco.
Indian tobacco,
Oh,
right?
that's right.
I miss those old labels, the Indian tobacco.
I still have
Yeah.
some of
No,
those.
we
I
should
still
bring
have a
them
box
back.
of those.
That's not a bad idea. We need to talk to them about bringing those back. I would like to bring those back.
When did they
I-
go
That'd be a good
out?
idea.
I believe that some smiley face company owns that brand now.
I
They're
don't
very
think so.
happy.
No, I don't think so. As a matter of fact, stay tuned. You may see them in our stores soon. You just never, ever know what's going to happen around here. Right,
The smiley
gang?
faces?
Absolutely.
No, I know.
What, the
Cool.
smiley faces? What are you
Not
talking
the smiley faces.
Oh my God,
That was
that was funny.
that was the funniest thing of all time.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's time for Paul to tell us what are you going to pontificate about today?
Well, I figured we've covered so many areas where they make cigars and grow tobacco that it was time to really go back to the roots and talk about Cuba.
Ah,
Very nice.
nice. Cuba.
However, I want to warn you, we're not going to be able to cover this in one episode or 2 or maybe even 3. There's a lot of ground to cover. There's 500 years worth of ground to cover. And I plan on covering.
Every inch.
Every
No.
single
I
year.
really don't.
Every year.
Actually, I'll get the really early history out of the way because that's probably the best bet. In pre-Columbian times in Cuba, the Taino Indians smoked tobacco. They mostly smoked it in pipes or little tubes that they rolled out of palm leaves or wood, bamboo. And of course, we all know that Christopher Columbus showed up. And we all think that Christopher Columbus was fascinated with this process and brought it back to Europe. The fact is, he was not the least bit interested in tobacco.
He told you this?
He noticed.
You told John.
He told Uncle Max. he
John told Paul.
That was a good one.
he noted it in his diaries, but it was just another oddity about the Indians that he found. However, there were other people beneath him that thought that there was something interesting about tobacco and about the process. And they did bring it back with them when they returned to Spain, and immediately the king and queen of Spain banned tobacco smoking.
That's when it started.
The government in England banned tobacco smoking.
Democrats.
The Sultan of the Turkish,
Did I say that?
The Sultan of Turkey said that anybody caught smoking in public would have their ears cut off.
Democrats. It's just like today.
tobacco was really considered a horrible thing that nobody in civilized society should mess with at all.
What do they know?
But why? Just
Why did they
because.
think that? Just because it was too much fun.
Yeah, exactly. Pleasure police.
Hey, God knows you're
And
not
that's
allowed
where,
to have fun.
that's where syntaxes came from.
It wasn't until Cuba became a formal colony of Spain that growing tobacco as an industry, or cultivating tobacco as an industry, was born. It's kind of interesting that the primary reason that they decided to make an industry out of it was the second major city in Cuba, not Havana, was Trinidad City. And Trinidad was desperately looking for a way to compete with Havana, to get ships to come to them, to have some sort of cargo to sell, to do anything at all. And the first thing that they began to do was to bring non-natives, we'll call them. They started to bring white people from the Canary Islands by the boatload to Trinidad City for the express purpose of building or establishing tobacco plantations in that area.
Paul, I don't know if you knew this or not. Trinidad, I believe, was the ancient capital of Cuba, and to this day is a most magnificent city. I've been there a few times. It's a magnificent city with neoclassical and what's that type of building? I forget, but it's just an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous town. Gorgeous.
Greek Revival.
What's that?
Greek Revival.
Not Greek Revival. I don't want to spend half the show talking about it, but go ahead.
Well, and Trinidad City wanted to maintain that stature, and they viewed the importation of people from the Canary Islands and the exportation of tobacco as their opportunity to do it. Gradually, that began to catch on, and they were successful, and it is the primary reason that that end of Cuba began to be the center of tobacco production.
Colonial building. Colonial style.
Okay.
I'm
was
old.
bothering you, wasn't
It
it?
takes a little while, yeah. You know, an interesting sidebar. I'm sure you're going to cover it when you come to the more modern history, but cigars were used in a very interesting way by the CIA. And the CIA made several attempts to assassinate Castro after the revolution and after the Bay of Pigs fiasco, and they tried exploding cigars. But fortunately, El Comandante, as he's called in Cuba, was smart enough to have tasters, so they caught the brunt of the tobacco blast.
So wait a second.
Didn't
Wait a
they-
second.
didn't they have,
Wait a
like-
second. He had tasters, so he had the guy light the cigar in his mouth.
Take
and
a couple
Castro
of
took
puffs.
took it from him.
Yeah, the guy would take a couple
Oh, he
of
probably
puffs.
snipped the end off.
I thought they were poison cigars.
Didn't
No, it
they
was
try
actually
that 9
exploding,
times?
I think. They were exploding.
Well, first it
or maybe
was
it was exploding and poisoned.
First, actually there were two phases to this. First,
think we're
it
getting
was
ahead of
exploding,
ourselves.
and second was, and this is no joke, treated with hormones that were supposed to make his beard fall out. So it wasn't going to kill him; it was going to disgrace him.
Oh boy, moving along.
Yeah, I think
It's
we're
weak
getting
the
ahead of
head
ourselves.
left the head about 450 years.
Yeah, but it was.
Yeah, that
it's an
was a
interesting.
strange drug.
It's an interesting side note.
Yes. But
Tobacco caught on well enough that eventually the governments of Europe gave up on the idea of banning it altogether and instead decided that as governments they should make money at it. So in 1717, the King of Spain declared a total monopoly on Cuban tobacco, and what he basically said was there will no longer be any cigars made in Cuba at all. All that Cuba could do was ship their tobacco to Spain, and all Cuban tobacco manufacturing would take place there. And that's really the point at which people like the Dutch and the British and
Germans.
and the Germans began stealing seeds from Cuba and planting them in other places all over the world. And in fact, it's all the way back then in the mid-1700s that the phrase Cuban seed tobacco took on meaning which today it doesn't really have anymore, since virtually all tobacco that we smoke is from Cuban seeds. But back then it had real meaning because they were trying to plant Cuban seed in places all over the world. After 100 years, under pressure from all of the other governments of Europe, the King of Spain gave up that rigid monopoly and allowed them to begin once again producing cigars in Cuba. And that's really when the age of Cuban cigars that we know about and the Cuban cigar industry as we know it was born. It's interesting then, we're talking about 1817. Within 20 years, 25 years, virtually all of the major brands that you've ever heard of that come out of Cuba were already established at that point. So, for example, Partagas, which is just about the oldest, 1827. Ramon Allones, which is the oldest brand name of a cigar, first registered brand name of a cigar, 1830. H. Upman, the bankers from England, decided that there was going to be so much money in this that they took all their money out of the bank in England and went over to Cuba and started their own brand of cigars, built a factory. That was 1844. La Corona was 1845, and Monte Cristo and Romeo and Juliet and those folks were all in by 1850. So really the foundation of the Cuban cigar industry took place right in that little window in the mid-1800s.
A lot of stuff happened in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Like 100 years.
100 years worth of stuff.
I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that. I meant a lot of important,
And I have to put up with
a
this.
lot of important historic things happened in the 1800s.
I think,
100 years worth.
I think you left out one of the most oldest names that has relevance in this country, Henry Clay.
I did leave that out.
You did, and that's a very old label.
That's also from the 1840s.
Yeah, yeah. And the significance of Henry Clay is, anybody know?
It's the ugliest cigar ever made.
Well, that's beside the point. But he's named after an American.
Senator, wasn't it?
I think he was a senator. I
no,
believe he
Wilford
also was
Lincoln.
a vice president. I believe he was a vice president of somebody's.
He was during the Lincoln administration.
We have to ask Max. Only he goes back.
Yeah, he
that
was
far.
there.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Probably
You probably voted for him.
Voted for him.
Yeah, it's possible. Possible. Well, moving along.
Okay. I kind of was looking at that as a good endpoint for this part of the discussion.
Oh, okay.
The industry was born. What I want to do in the upcoming episodes is talk about what makes Cuban cigars different than cigars from elsewhere in the world, but I thought that we could sort of segue into that in a future episode.
It'll be like, why is this Cuban cigar different from all other cigars?
Yeah, if you want. Yes.
Sounds like a holiday coming up.
Yeah, it does. It is coming up.
Something like that. Well, it is getting towards to be the end of March.
That's true.
Spring is coming.
We don't want to pass over that.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Okay. Hey, I don't write this stuff.
No.
Check out my ring.
Yeah, beautiful. Your
You know,
foot ring
It's
fits
a
right on
Rocky
your
Patel
finger.
foot
This is
ring.
the first time I ever saw a Rocky Patel Edge band that's printed on the inside.
Yeah, I saw that
Oh,
too.
really?
That's new.
So it can go either way.
Oh, my God.
It's an
Well,
original.
I don't know if I'd say
I
that
can't
to
get it
Rocky's
off
face.
now.
Yeah.
Well,
Soprano means
Yeah.
okay, well, I think is it time to talk about this cigar? We've been smoking it and talking about Cuba so much.
Yeah.
Or we're going to spend the next 10 minutes discussing the intricacies of the band.
Put it
We
on.
did that last week.
Something like that. All right, since Paul pontificated enough, it's time for somebody else to talk.
We're going to have to get a dictionary to keep up
God
with you.
for small.
Why don't we let the lovely Miss T describe her feelings and elocute how she enjoys the inner finer smoking pleasures of the Rocky Patel Edge Corojo.
Well, of course I'm going to love it because it has Honduran, tobacco in it.
I love Honduran.
I do too. It really is true to the taste profile. I do get the woodiness, the caramel, and the cocoa. Now, I'm getting something a little strong. Is that the Corojo wrapper bringing
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
that strongness in? When I first lit it up, it was kind of a little on the softer side, but as soon as you start smoking it, it started getting stronger and stronger. And I also noticed I got a lot of smoke as well in my mouth from just a small draw on it. You don't even have to, try to suck so hard. It's, just a little bit, and you get a lot of smoke in your mouth. Beautiful construction. Love the cigar.
Very nice.
All right.
Are you engaged to that cigar?
Yes, I told
You're
him.
wearing its ring.
I'm wearing the ring, and hence the name Ring. No.
Oh my god.
Okay.
This is my favorite Rocky Edge cigar. The Corojo wrapper, yeah, absolutely. I definitely, before I smoked it, I definitely got the caramel taste. When I blow it through my nose, I definitely get the wood taste. I don't get it the cocoa as much, but definitely the wood and the caramel taste. It's burning pretty well, very well constructed, but it absolutely is my favorite Rocky Edge.
What is that called when you blow it out your nose?
Retro hail.
Blow it through your nose.
Teach me that.
Paul?
We'll do it right here on the show.
You know, I'm still reconciling myself to how different this cigar is than I remember it. Because I remember it being way stronger, but also kind of boring, and it's not. It's much milder than I remember, but it's got a lot more complexity to it than I remember. And what I'm finding to be the dominant flavor is caramel. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, this is a very good cigar. I'm a fan of Corojo and also Honduran. I find it to be medium to full, and I'm getting a little more spice than anything else
Yeah.
in this. I don't know exactly what the spice is. Maybe I don't know if it's peppery or not, but I am also getting a little bit of the caramel. Definitely great construction, beautiful wrapper. Very much enjoying this.
You're not getting wood?
No.
Nah.
That's okay.
I find this to be a nice medium-bodied cigar with a lot of taste, a lot of smoke, even burn, well constructed, and a pretty good bargain, I think. How much did he sell for?
These are $6.30.
6,000, and they come in
6,030.
bundles of 25,
Bundles of
right?
25, yep.
Oh.
Or we have them on the shelf for boxes of 100.
Boxes
That's
of
how we
100.
normally sell them, but you can buy them in boxes of
Bundles.
25.
Bundles of
Bundles of 25.
Bundles of 25.
Bundle is $157.50.
Wow.
Yeah,
So that's
But I think we offer a deal that brings them down to around $100,
something like that.
around $100. Well, I think,
We still got that sale going
The
on?
show-
yeah, I think we can do better.
The show went from Cigar Time to Let's Make a Deal.
Let's make a deal. Discount Harry lives.
If you can
Do
bring
you
in a
have a
paperclip,
hard-boiled egg in your pocketbook?
if you can bring in a paperclip,
Yeah, I think we can do better. How much better can we do?
what is it?
80.
157.
Yeah.
Yeah, 79.95.
Holy mackerel, you
The
were right.
95.
Well,
Wait a minute.
you took all everything out of it. There'd be nothing left. How do we feed our children?
Going by her.
80.
Children,
Holy mackerel. Well, if you're going to go that crazy,
Yeah.
let's knock another, you said $79.95?
Mm-hmm.
So that would bring it down to a little over $3 a piece?
Wow.
Oh,
Very
the hell,
nice.
the hell with it. Let's make it $69.95.
Unbelievable.
That's just,
69.
it's just, Art, you're out of your mind. I mean, I hate to say
69.95.
that, you're my
So
boss,
that's
but
about,
you're out of your mind.
how
I
much
can't
is
believe
that?
it. I'm so choked up over here.
How much is that? Like
Oh my
260 or
God.
270 a piece? Down from 630 for this popular
630,
cigar?
Should we clarify that it's for a bundle of 25 and not a box of
It's not a
100?
yeah, it's not a
Yeah,
box. It's a
yeah,
hundred.
not a box.
Yeah, it's
I
bundle
can't,
Yeah, it's-
25.
I can't,
down to 70 cents.
I can't do the math on 100 and the discount. I mean, just buy them in 25. Limit 5 to a customer. And again, like we have the last several weeks, you have to go to our website, which is
cccigars.com.
There you will find a handy dandy little coupon that we'd like you to kind of cut out and bring in, or just bring your smartphone in on the web page, show us the coupon, and the friendly person behind the counter will be very happy to oblige you. So remember, that's a bundle of 25 of the Rocky Patel Edge Corojo, which is a Toro size, and they're normally $157.50, and you're going to get them for $69.95
Wow.
till April 15th.
That's more than 50% off.
That is,
It's like 60.
That's awesome
I
price.
don't care. Let's just get them out there.
Fine.
Any arguments?
No.
Good. No.
I'm good with that.
We're here to make people happy.
They're going to be really happy with
They're
this.
starting to hit golf balls now. They need them for the golf course. They need them for outdoor, and we're here to support everybody.
Which is a
Things
golf
are
ball.
tough out there.
This is a good golfing cigar, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it would hold up if you hit a golf ball with it.
You could probably putt with it though.
Putt with it. You could putt with it. You absolutely could putt with it.
You can play pool with it.
Okay, we good with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Limit 5 to a customer. $69.95.
think you're
No
nuts.
ups, no extras.
I think you're crazy, but all right.
$69.95. Drive them home.
All
Okay.
supplies last.
While supplies last. Thank you.
The lawyer
Okay,
over.
what's our next topic?
They're even cheaper when we run out of them.
Yeah.
Our next topic is favorite things to do while smoking a cigar. Ooh, that has all kind of fun intended.
Don't start with me.
Thinking about the next
All right.
cigar, yeah.
We'll,
Yeah, we
we'll,
can't
we'll
think about
start.
the next
We'll
cigar.
start with Paul.
Well, I'm kind of stupid, and
That's the first smart thing you said.
and I can rarely do two things at once, like think and chew gum. So
Talk and look at the camera.
yeah,
Nice.
I definitely can't do that.
Wait, give me some of that love.
Anyway, so generally speaking, when I'm smoking a cigar, the only thing I'm doing is smoking a cigar, which might explain why I'm as non-productive as I am.
I've
many
been
cigars
meaning
you
to talk
smoke
to
a
you
day?
about that.
Well,
12, so it's 12 hours of...
Yeah, 12 hours of
Complete
smoking.
lack
Not
of,
8 hours of sleeping, at least 4 hours to do anything productive, and you're eating half of the 4 hours, so it's 2 hours of work.
It's an hour and a half commute each way.
And an hour and a half.
leaves an
to
hour of
do-
work.
So basically, there's no work.
That's lunch.
Lunch.
And then he wakes himself up to do it again.
with a cigar. No, actually, my favorite thing to do while smoking a cigar is to sip an adult beverage of some sort and just relax and let go of everything else. That's really what I like.
Let go of everything else.
Well,
Almost everything else.
Scott.
Almost.
I don't know how I follow that up.
Yeah.
One is,
Oh
I guess my most favorite is, and there's not much to talk about with it, is I just love to sit in a hot tub smoking a cigar.
It doesn't get too
No.
wet.
No. No. I get
Do you
wet.
get wet?
Yes.
I don't want that image in my
Does
head.
the cigar get wet?
No.
Do you put Mr. Bubble in the hot tub?
I did. Once, yes. And the hotel was very upset with me.
Do you go diving for your rubber ducky?
You know what I once did? I was in Chicago in the winter, and there was the only hot tub they had was out on the roof of the hotel,
Yeah.
and it's cold, and it was a deep hot tub. So yes, the cigar. I was like,
Holding it like
to the
that?
hell with this. I actually went and I grabbed a deck chair and I sat
Sat the
right
chair.
in the middle of the hot tub.
That's cool.
I
That's
sat
cool.
there like, yeah,
I like that.
it was
Good
good.
thinking. Good thinking.
Yeah, but my second favorite thing is, and this goes along with relaxing, is fly fishing. Absolutely love to have a cigar. You're out in the middle, the middle of a stream, in the middle of nature, and you got the rhythm of the fly rod going back and forth. It's just all very, very relaxing for me.
I think I can guess yours.
What?
Eating.
Let me think.
I can't eat when I smoke a cigar.
I think you like to have a cigar when you view porn.
No.
Did you really say that?
You don't? What do you do while you view porn?
Soda. Adult beverage. No, I have two things. I like to play golf.
I was just
No,
gonna say
uh-uh.
golf. I swear I was gonna
When I
say
golf,
that.
I smoke a cigar. I usually smoke 3 cigars on the golf course, one every 6 holes. They usually last that long for me. And the other is just sit and watch TV. Sit down in one of our huge lounges and watch TV.
At most of our stores.
And smoke a cigar. It's just relax after a long day with these guys.
Oh,
That you need some
you
relaxation.
should
Yeah.
pay us for that.
Oh my God.
Miss T?
Stop.
My favorite thing to do is take pictures while I'm smoking a cigar of
That's
myself.
a fact.
What did she say?
Smoking selfies.
I like
It's
to
a
Don't
smoke.
generational thing
I
you'll
like
never
to smoke
understand.
and take
Okay.
pictures, of myself smoking and posting them and stuff. So
That's your favorite thing.
yeah, it's my favorite thing. What else am I gonna do?
She's taken like 50 of them already today.
I sit in a hot tub, go anything, get a hot air balloon.
I was gonna say washing dishes.
Watch porn,
I mean,
washing dishes while you're smoking a
washing
cigar.
dishes. And you know how hard that is? I mean, I really.
Vacuum, vacuuming, maybe that dusting.
I tend to
With
run.
your shoes off.
I tend
barefoot?
to run to much more simpler pleasures. I just like to breathe while I smoke a cigar.
Ugh.
Quite simple.
Oh God, hard, really?
Contemplate your navel.
You just breathe.
what?
when you-
Navel.
Oh, all right. Spicer?
I don't breathe when I smoke. I mean,
Spicer
I
comes
breathe
navel
after I
makes
I
Oh,
blow
think
it
we,
out.
I think we can all agree that what we really, really like to do is relax, have a good time, have a beverage, have good company. As always, a cigar is to be enjoyed. A cigar is not a tool to keep you from nervous habits or anything. A cigar is to be used for pleasure and to give pleasure.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Bill
You see
Clinton.
the face?
Well,
Did you see
when
our
you-
faces?
Oh my God.
When you're with someone, let's move on.
Actually, here's a question, though.
We haven't rated the cigar yet.
Well, I have a question first.
Oh, okay.
Would you rather enjoy a cigar like by yourself, alone, or with other people?
Other people.
Well, if they're halfway
It
intelligent,
depends on who they are.
yeah, if they're halfway
Okay.
intelligent, I kind of like another person.
I like another
It
person.
All right,
depends
let's-
on who I am.
Let's rate this cigar before we completely run out of time.
Well, because it's a Rocky Patel and it's an Edge, 4.75.
Woo!
Wow.
That's
Oh
pretty
my
good.
God, is that too
He's
high?
such a hard grader too.
I give it a 4.5.
Wow.
Okay.
Scott,
4.5.
Paul,
425.
I go with 4.65, which gives it a 4.53 and 3/4.
Very
I
nice.
wish I could do
Remember,
that math in my head like
Bundles of 25.
25.
25.
What is that?
I
She
don't
said she
know.
wished she could do the math in his head like him. So does he.
25 for only how much?
69.95.
Not 70,
that. 69.
not 75, not
Save a
99,
nickel.
but 69.95.
Are you out of your mind?
That's a savings of $87 a bundle.
Wow.
But wait,
But wait,
If you-
there's more.
if you buy right now,
Right now?
and you come into our store or one of our 9 stores to buy one, you get your shipping free.
And on top of that, I'm going to beat that offer even more. When you buy a bundle, you're going to get a Laurel and Hardy handshake.
Oh.
Who's Laurel and Hardy?
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Really?
That was a setup line because I knew she was going to say
He knew
that.
I was going to say
Who's
that.
Laurel and Hardy?
Okay.
Well, we're
God.
coming to that time in the show where we
guys
just
know
about
you
run
love
out of
it.
steam and things.
Well, we might
like
need
that.
all this time for me to get my saying right, so.
Get your what right?
My saying, well,
You're saying
goodbye.
what?
life is,
I see what he
life
does
is too,
this time.
too
Life is
long
too
to
cheap for
short.
a short cigar.
Scott's always very long-winded with his goodbyes.
Oh my God.
Do we really have to say goodbye?
Well, tune in next week and find
You can
out
sit
who did what. What are we doing next week? I think we're
Scott,
doing the Alex Bradley Black Market Robusto.
That is correct.
You keep forgetting to
Did
tell
I guess
me
that
who
right?
won it.
You
Yes,
did.
you
That was a
did.
good guess.
Are we going to give those away too?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's up to you.
Or should we tell them now how much it's going to be or
No.
make them wait?
No,
Let's make them wait.
Make 'em wait.
Make him wait.
You'll
Okay.
wait to be undecided.
You'll have to wait. So I think it's time to say goodbye.
Bye-bye for now.
Ciao for now, everybody.
Paul, I have to think about mine.
Smoke often, smoke happy, and don't do anything else while you smoke.
Right. Let's just wait around a few minutes while Scott rehearses his goodbye.
Life is too short to smoke cheap cigars.
Yay! He
Hi, Mom.
finally got it.
Where have I heard that before?
I don't know. I think
Nowhere.
I
He
thought
never
I came
gets
up
it
with
Nowhere.
right.
He never gets it right.
Yeah, really.
Well, on behalf of all my cellmates here at Cigar Time Zoo and Sanitarium, we thank you very much for viewing. We hope you'll have us into your homes next week, and we bid you a joyful evening and a good day tomorrow. Thank you.